Tonight, I am pleased and proud to be joined by our 7 seniors from the class of 2024 who are here on Scattergood campus celebrating Senior Week. Hi, my name is John Zimmerman. I'm the head of school here at Scattergood, he, him pronouns. I am joined by our moderator this evening.
My name is Ethan Hilskamp. I'm the director of development, and I also use he, him pronouns.
I'm Elias, they, them. I've been at Scattergood for 2 years.
I'm Fifi, also they, them, and I have been at Scattergood for 4 years, so since I was a freshman.
I'm Evelyn, she, her, and I have also been here for 4 years.
I'm Jasper, he, him. I've been here for 2 years.
I'm Heiko, he, they. I've been here for 4 years.
I'm Axel, he, they. I've been here for 4 years.
I'm Achilles, they, them. I've been here for 2 years.
What brought you to Scattergood?
I was looking for a place that was doing in-person learning in a safe way that I felt comfortable learning in person, because online learning was really difficult for me. And I remember when I toured Scattergood, I was really hoping it would be a bad tour so it would make my decision easy. And, you know, as I was leaving, I was like, man, Dad, this is going to be like a tough decision now. Like, that was really amazing.
I came here because my old school closed down like permanently from COVID. I've been like going to Quaker schools for almost my entire life, so it like felt like a good choice. And when I visited, it was just like so perfect.
I didn't have the greatest middle school experience. I got real bad ADHD and I didn't learn much and I really hated all of it. I don't know, I wanted something more personal and something smaller. And I had already been going to this summer camp that was at this cool school. That was basically that. So,
You know, I saw like Instagram posts about like camping weekend or like canoe trip, and I thought, oh, that looks cool. I like the idea of going there.
For those of you who've been here 4 years, those first 2 years, how do they compare to the second 2 years?
I'm really thankful that Scattergood was taking the precautions that I felt were necessary in that moment. And so I felt really safe in my health here.
I'm also really proud of like how the community got through it. Like, you couldn't go within a bicycle length of each other, but somehow it like it didn't cause like a giant divide or anything, and I always felt like it should have been, but it wasn't.
Well, what were you hoping to find here?
Well, I came because of the farm. I was looking for a boarding school with a farm. And thankfully I went to Scattergood because it has a really good farm.
What were some of the trips or unique experiences you've had in the good years of Scattergood here? What are some of the things that some stories you might want to share with our alumni friends here?
Last year, for May term, we went on a trip to Mexico for 3 weeks. There were a lot of good laughs and moments and amazing food, oh my gosh, and like really cool service opportunities and meeting like different people from around the world, and it was so awesome. Anna y Rodrigo. Anna is a Scattergood alum. If they see this, hi! They're all so memorable.
Every single one of them has been so awesome.
Yeah.
the hiking trip was probably my favorite trip ever at Scattergood. Even though one of the staff on it, Mark, gave me this sleeping bag. I didn't have one, and it broke. That was really cool. It was great, despite the fact that my sleeping bag broke. It was still the greatest trip I had ever been on, even though my sleeping bag broke.
I don't think I could have a favorite Scattergood trip, but like the ski trip is like one of the coolest experiences of my life. And we just spent the whole trip and after the trip just like talking about how great the trip was and all the like magical things we were doing, and like going up the mountain, and there's like snow that's 4 feet deep, and then there's the 2 ski tracks that are this big, and there's nothing else around you, and everything is quiet, and there's like this awesome sledding hill and the sauna and the ice hole.
I've always been a very outdoorsy person, and my parents weren't always the biggest like campers. They would go like cabining but not really camping, and so the opportunity to really go camping was like really amazing, and I feel like I'm a very competent camper and backpacker now.
Talk about some of the staff members that have had an impact on you in your time here at Scattergood.
Theo
Theo
is
Talk about Theo. Tell people at home who Theo is.
Theo is a rare example of a staff that I like genuinely despised when they first got here. But once I have an opinion of somebody, it doesn't typically ever change. I don't know. Theo is one of the rare examples of a staff who I started out really despising, and now is like one of my favorite staff here.
Every time that Theo comes to dinner, Heiko like will get up from the table he's at and be like, Theo, come sit with me. And Theo will do it every time. I have my advisor, Adam. He is like, if I had an older brother, it'd be Adam. One time he tripped me in front of the entire school. He's my bestie for the restie. If I said that, he'd be like, why would you say that to him? I know that there's someone I can go to and like talk to if I actually need, but also I can joke around with him. And I think the best part of staff at Scattergood is just like they all care about you deeply. Like it's like you know them really well and they know you really well because we're all here all the time and it's so small that like we can do that. And so you like actually care about them so much, and you know that they care about you too.
I think Danny and Sadie are really important staff members to my Scattergood experience. I really enjoy them as teachers. Like I really like their teaching style and their planning abilities. I also just think that they're really helpful people, and like I think about how many parts of the community that they're each involved in, and like between them they span every subject.
All Scattergood staff make history interesting somehow. Like, it's so, I don't want to, no one's gonna ever be as good as them.
I think one of the great things about Scattergood, and part of why it's like kind of impossible for anyone to slip through the cracks at Scattergood, is all the different ways that like staff members are involved. Like if I think of Sadie, I'm like, okay, that's my pre-calculus teacher, my lifeguard supervisor, my choreographer, trip leader, you know, and like
and
almost
more.
Every staff, probably more, and almost every staff member is like that. The way that students and staff can speak to each other, like we're kind of on the same level to a reasonable extent, is really nice, and I think it really makes a lot of people feel more engaged, and it just makes you feel more cared about. It was definitely a big like culture shock of Scattergood. I got here and got to a class and thought, wow, these guys are so disrespectful, just talking back all the time, but I kind of get it now.
What has been most surprising in your time here at Scattergood? In a positive way.
How much it changed as a person. I'm so much more me now. Like I just like became this person that I didn't know I actually was, and like I have no idea what I would be like if I didn't go to Scattergood. Like, cause I don't think any other place could have done this for me. I'm really happy with the person I am today, so I'm really happy about that.
It was really awesome to see you like grow as a person, because like at the beginning you like, and not like looking back on it, you'll say that you were shy or something, and you like were like at the beginning like so like very socially like shy and stuff, but now like everyone regards you as like this big bubbly personality, like just like with like feeling joy and bringing joy to other people, and that's so cool. Oh my gosh, I love you. Oh.
I think that Scattergood's connectedness is something that really surprised me. Like, I've been boarding a plane, I've been boarding a train, and like, in both of those instances, heard someone who I don't know mention Scattergood. And, you know, such fond memories, or just like when alumni visit campus, or friends of alumni with like, this deep knowledge about Scattergood and this deep fondness for it. I think that I think that's something that really surprised me.
What do you want folks to know about your class?
We're cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing that is definitely true about our class that hasn't been true about some of the ones that have come before us is just like we are actually coherent and we're actually friends with each other
And we
like,
love each other so much.
we don't like no one hates each other
Except
no
for
one,
Heiko.
What can you do?
like no one here is unwilling to talk, and I think we're pretty good communicators, and like we're all really good at sharing our personal opinions, and also working with that as a group and acknowledging that like, oh, this idea is coming from a person that I care a lot about, not just like the ether.
I've been impressed by some of the interesting ideas you've come up with the senior store. There was sort of a midway through the year, maybe 2/3 of the year, there was sort of this revitalization of the senior store with drink, like baristaing and stuff. How did that come about? Tell me about that.
I think that this has always been true of Scattergood's senior class, but especially this year, became very passionate about money. The way that the senior store is able to make money is by offering novelty, right? And like in the day of like Instacart and Amazon, things being there like instantly, like the novelty of, like
Bag of chips. Or something.
buying a bag of chips for $1.50, like it's not.
And the it that we're talking about, for those who don't know, is that you've been making bubble tea drinks
Yes.
and brewing tea, and like it's been really cool. I think the middle school in particular seems to enjoy it.
I am really happy with how the senior store went, and I remember maybe at the end of last year, maybe or something, John was talking for a little bit about we might need to have a conversation about do we even have a senior store, because it's not really working. It's not really it isn't a business model that makes a lot of sense when people can just get their own stuff. But I think the way we were able to price things really well, instead of charging $6 for something, that's ridiculous. We were able to price everything under $3. We were able to get make good inventory choices. We were able to do all these special things. We were able to market to the middle schoolers who are young enough to not have a credit card or be really excited to buy cookies at school. Worked out.
I'm just so proud of how we did that, and and we really did take responsibility of it. But also, I just we would not have done it nearly as well as we did without Achilles.
But I did help a little bit. But it was like a collective effort to help a little bit with a big idea.
And that was all to raise money for your senior project. So can you tell our viewers a bit about that senior project?
So the senior project this year is we are doing a giant art installation mosaic. Woo! So there's a staircase that goes between the main lobby and the lower main, kind of when you're walking to the dining hall, and there's this landing and this big wall, and so it's this, I think it's 10 feet by 9 feet, which is huge. And we got a bunch of very, very kind donations of a bunch of glass from glass artists, from a lamp maker. And so we've made this beautiful scene, which you should definitely come check out.
It's so cool. We worked so hard on it.
We have this river running through the middle. And so we each made a fish, a senior fish. And we cut it out and we carved it and we glazed them, and so now we each have a fish tile or two in the river. And then we also made a bunch of stars for the sky, and I made a moon that I'm really proud of.
That's beautiful.
And you should totally come see our senior fish.
Any advice you would give to any students that are starting at Scattergood next year?
Do it.
Do it.
Yeah, just do it.
But it's so fun. Oh my gosh.
Any advice for crew?
Don't skip it.
Don't
Yeah,
skip it.
Don't
Don't
skip
skip
crew
skip
because it makes
crew.
people upset, and
Because
it's also the biggest thing with crew is like before you are on a crew, at least for me, I'll be like so anxious about it, but once I'm actually on the crew, I'm like,
Doing it's not
why
that
was I
bad.
upset about, like, this is fun, I'm hanging out with my friends, and we're just like cleaning up, and that's good because I like to keep my spaces clean.
What is your favorite crew to be assigned to?
Breakfast cleanup or prep.
Breakfast cleanup if it's a good crew.
Breakfast cleanup.
Breakfast cleanup.
West dorm.
Any meal cleanup.
Probably breakfast cleanup.
Favorite form of meeting for worship?
La-di-da, meeting for singing.
The ones that were walking around outside.
Unprogrammed outside.
The ones where there's a fire that you look at the whole time.
Regular.
The ones where you get to draw.
Definitely meeting for singing.
Favorite Scattergood meal or food item?
The ones that come from the farm.
Probably like chickpea curry.
They make a really, really good pork belly stir fry.
Anything Theodore cooks.
Pasta with Alfredo sauce.
I like Cosmic Wow.
Sam Taylor cooked it after we got back from camping weekend last year, and it had a lot of love in it.
Your favorite elective class?
Like all of them?
Oh my gosh, anarchy class? Oh my god. Changed my entire life.
So Danny taught a psychology class, and I'm thinking like that made me want to major in psych in college.
Ultimate Frisbee.
Sophomore seminar was the best class ever. There was nothing that even ever came close to sophomore seminar.
The mural painting project class I took my sophomore year.
Emergent strategy, which was taught by Blue last year.
I've thought of some now, actually.
Okay.
Prairie maintenance. It was literally just
so you.
going out for an hour and a half and taking some loppers and chopping down autumn olive.
In a month, right? May 1st is today, June 1st is commencement.
Oh.
Okay. So it's got very real for Ethan over here.
Oh.
In a month, you're going to graduate. And we challenge our students to head into the world to Scattergood wherever they go. What from this place are you bringing with you?
I'm bringing Fifi.
Well,
We're going to college
we are
together.
going to college
and
together.
everyone is going to visit, or we're going to visit them.
I was talking to my admissions counselor and she's like, oh, we love students who come from boarding schools and Scattergood. Like, I already know how to live in a dorm. I know how to, like, solve conflict with my roommate, which is something that I think would be so helpful. I know how to, like, live on my own and be independent, but also, like, how to reach out and ask for help and, like, have a community that supports me.
Also, like, I know how to make friends and ask my teachers for help.
For me, it's the boots that Ben gave me before the hiking trip.
Conflict resolution, compassion for other people, not just like hating everyone as soon as they do something you don't like because your school has thousands of people.
thank you very much, friends.
Did anyone we know join?
Was it just Rebecca? I never read any of it. If it was said to me, it wouldn't change anything.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, you're you. You're you and I'm me.
Thank you, CY. Thank you, Ethan.
Well,